Hello everybody and welcome back to Random Vids. Usually about every other year I like to make a video focused on the Mario plushie collection that me and my brother both have. So the last time I did one of these videos was back in 2024, which I might keep this tradition alive where I keep doing, a Mario plushie update every other year. So since then, I have gotten a few more plushies, Mario plushies. Nothing too crazy or like too much, but enough that I wanted to at least do an update. Or there may be like certain items or replacement plushies. Who knows? So hope you guys enjoyed this. Once again, probably I think this is the fourth time I've done this now. Updated video on the Mario plushie collection. So you know how this works. So let's start with the main Mario character himself. Let's see how many we have now. So here's all the Marios that we currently have. I thought there was more than this, but we only have 5 Marios. I think the very first time that I ever did one of these, my brother had a different Mario. But here's his Mario, and here's my Mario that I've had for, let's just say, over 10 years now at this point. Because I believe I got it back in 2012? 2013? It was one of those years, but it's been well over 10 years at this point. But yeah, this Mario has been through. I mean, it's still in pretty good condition though. Obviously, the tag is very worn off, but it says it's from the new Super Mario Bros. Wii series, 2010. This was a 2010 made plush, which is very interesting. This one, the tag's all screwy. My brother got this one about, I want to say, probably about 5 years ago now at this point. He wanted to replace some of his old plushies too. Some of them were in pretty bad shape. This one's made in China. It doesn't say what year, and it's too crumbled up for me to look. But yeah, that's our Mario characters, and of course, as you know, I have Cat Mario as well. I mean, I've shown these off like 4 times now at this point. This one's obviously Super Mario 3D World. It's hard to see. The camera focuses. It does say Super Mario 3D World. So, it was probably almost about 10 years ago now that I've had Mario. The only thing, his hat does come down a little bit, so, but that's okay. He's still in pretty good condition, though. And then my brother, he has, of course, Fireflower Mario, the iconic character that I use all the time. Super Mario, but it doesn't show like anything else. It's a 2017 Little Buddy, okay, and just other stuff. So yeah, it's neat. And then just recently, I think like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gabriel, because I'm probably gonna say this wrong. But you got him either when we were down in Florida or for Christmas. Those are my 2 guesses, but you can tell it's a newer plushie. Super Mario, just a bunch of other, stuff. Penguin Mario, obviously from the new Super Mario Bros. Games. He does look really nice. None of the overalls has fallen off yet. He has his penguin tail. The hat is more fixed onto the head, unlike the other ones. But he's in good condition, so. Alright, now here's a character I know we're going to have way more of, and that's Luigi, so let's see how many we have now since last time I did this. So here's all of our Luigis. Just to keep in mind, the ones that are supposed to be mine are on this side, and then my brother's are all on that side. So, yeah, I don't think we've gotten a new one since. So we have 2, 4, 6, we have 8 Luigi plushies, not including the baby characters. So mine and my brother's Luigi, we got ours both at the same place. They only had one Mario, but they had 2 Luigis. So I got the Mario, and then we both got Luigi's as well. And I mean, they're both still in pretty decent condition. The only thing with mine is that the nose isn't quite round anymore. There's a little bit of wear and tear. I mean, it is a very, very old plush. And then this is still the new Super Mario Bros. Wii Type 2010. It was a 2009 game, but are these 2010 plushies, I'm guessing. My brother's about in the same shape as mine. I mean, he has the strap broken. It's been broken in like every video, I think, that I featured this Luigi in. But, yep, it's about in the same condition as mine. So, there's that. Then the cat Luigis are actually right next to each other, which I have talked about both of them before, and which one I did like better. This one I do like much better, just because of the fact that, you know, it looks like the actual Super Mario 3D World one. This one is Super Mario. Oh, great! The tag is very, very worn, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, you can't read anything on that because it's so worn. But I'm not sure if this is one of those, what would you call them, like fake plushies in a way. I mean, it obviously references Super Mario 3D World, but this looks so much better in comparison. I got this one whenever. Yeah, you can't really read that. It's pretty worn as well. But I got this one. My brother had all these like different power-ups for these characters, and I wanted to do the Super Mario 3D World characters. And I chose the cat characters just because, why not? Like, when do you ever see the characters dressed up as cats? And pretty good choice. I think Luigi's hat at one point used to fall down as well. It doesn't anymore. I mean, a few little wear and tear here from use, but nothing much. We did when I was younger. When I was younger, we used to take some of the plushies out into the chlorinated pool with us. So, stuff like this is what you see on some of these plushies. This one isn't too bad. I did replace some of the characters who did have a lot of stuff like this on them, but I figured Luigi wasn't too bad, so I don't mind really keeping him. This one isn't in terrible condition, but you can tell it's definitely an older plushie than some of the others. And honestly, a lot of the Luigis in general are just in pretty rough shape. The Firefly Luigi that my brother has been missing an arm forever now. The one strap is up. It's, you know, definitely not in the best shape ever, but it's here. I don't remember where my brother got this. There's not even a tag on it anymore. So, there's that. There's a flying squirrel Luigi, which I do have the hat to show, but I'll show that off later in the miscellaneous plushies, probably. Well, here's his tag. It is underneath. It's another new... It's Super Mario Bros. U 2013. Okay. So they make the plushies a year after the games come out? Is that how it goes? Okay. I mean, it is a neat plushie. He's just missing his hat. The flying squirrel Luigi is another pretty big plushie. It does still have its tag, actually. New Super Mario 3D Land. Okay. A little bit something from every game. And it's neat. It's a very big plushie, and, you know, it's another older one. But it's in pretty good shape overall. It's just the hat right here is starting to fall. Oh, yeah, it completely falls off now. But other than that, you know, it's still in pretty good condition. And then, of course, Ice Luigi. It's another one kind of like his Penguin Luigi. It just says Super Mario. My guess it's another one of those little buddy plushies. And it is in pretty good... it's basically a brand new plush. He only got this, like... He probably got this around the same time he got Penguin Mario. Probably either down in Florida or for Christmas one of those years. I don't remember when, but... yeah, that's his Luigi. It looks really nice. But yeah. So let's get to the girls. So here they all are. So these three are the only ones that my brother has. For once, I actually have, you know, more than my brother. But fun fact, if you didn't know this about my brother, his favorite character is Luigi. I don't know if it was back then, but he just ended up getting a bunch of the Luigi plushies. Anyway, there's a total of, oh boy, 2, 4... there's 8 again total of the girl characters. So let's start with Peach, shall we? So here's my Peach, and then here's my brother's Peach. Normally a lot of his plushies are newer than mine just because he got them later than mine, but for Peach there's an exception. I have gotten my Peach way after hers. This, or his. This is his plush, by the way. You can tell it's a little bit of an older plush. He's had this one for probably about over 10 years probably at this point. Yeah, it's a little more faded, a little more, you could tell it's an older plushie. It's still in pretty good condition though. The tag is worn. You can't read what's on the tag anymore. This one, I did have an original keychain plush of Peach. I've gotten rid of that. For the longest time, she's had this rip underneath her hair, which that looks, some of those coloring, that's probably yeah, that's the shadow. There we go. Her hair broke, so it can go up like this now. And other than that, I think she's in pretty good condition. I think she's a little bit nicer than my brother's. You can still see kind of that it says Super Mario. Not sure what though. But yeah, that's both of our Peaches. I don't think I need to go and replacing Peach anytime soon. Here's my Daisy and here's my brother's Daisy. Obviously a character we see tons of on my channel. Whether if it's my brother's or it's mine. I usually use mine just because, it's not one of those like Peach where there's a big difference, or like Mario in quality of plushie. They're both very samey. My brother's is a little bit newer. It still has the flower on the dress, and it still has the earrings, and there's something else. I think the coloring I think is a little better too. Mine's a little bit older. The little flower in the middle fell off. The earrings have fallen off, and I think that's it for Daisy. I don't see a tag anymore on this Daisy, unless if it's it's on her feet. Okay, that's a very interesting spot to put a tag. What does this say? Super Mario? That's probably what the Peach one said. It's 2013, so I wonder if it's, just because Daisy's not in like a whole bunch of games, so it could have just been like, they were bored, so they decided to, make a Daisy plush. Super Mario, yep, 2013, yep, same thing. My brother's looks nicer, but they're both pretty, similar. And then of course Rosalina. Here's my brother's, and here's mine. Both are, once again, extremely similar. Something that I always forget is that mine still has the little star. My brother's doesn't. The way that the crown looks a little bit different on his, too. It's just all pushed over, and mine's just more fallen apart. I mean, these are, once again, older plushies that I've had for about 10 years now. It's crazy to think 2016 was 10 years ago now at this point. But other than that, I mean, she has a little bit of rips in there. That's the shadow once again. Her tag is probably on her leg. Yep. This one, it still has it still has this thing. Alright, well this is a very old plushie that once again you can't really tell what the Super Mario 3D World. Okay. It's Super Mario 3D World plushie because, Rosalina is in that game. My brother's does have a better coloring. His wasn't used quite as often as mine was. Let's see how well the tag is. If there is a tag. Here, it's on this leg. Oh, yeah, you can... Oh, that's interesting. That's a Super Mario. That one says Super Mario, but mine says Super Mario 3D World. But both plushies are basically the same. So what's the big, difference? That's interesting. But, okay. And then, of course, like I said, I was collecting the cat characters. Now, what's funny is that I had all the cat characters except for Peach. So just recently, like a few years ago, I did end up getting the Peach plush of Super Mario 3D World. I think it looks really nice, and it obviously hasn't been used as much as some of the other characters. Yep, Super Mario 3D World 2014. Like the Rosalina one, a little fun fact, little story is that my Rosalina was missing for probably about like a year, I'd want to say. It was just missing. I had no idea where it was. It ended up being at some sort of like cabin that we stay at when, we go up into the mountains. And so then I was using this Rosalina, and I got this Rosalina around the same time that, I got all the other 3D. So it has been used more than, the Peach one. still says you can still make out the Super Mario 3D World, but it's very, very faded. So yeah, that's pretty much all for the girl characters. Let's do, I guess let's do Wario and Waluigi next. And here it is. It's just 4. I guess, I mean, once again, kind of like Daisy, Wario and Waluigi just aren't in a lot of Mario games to give them other power-ups and stuff. I guess Wario can have Metal Wario from Mario 64, but anyway, Wario. Here's my Wario, who is missing a hat and has been for the longest time now, and my brother's Wario. I believe this is another one of those cases where my Wario, I think, is a little bit newer than his, but like a few months probably. I think his looks nicer just for the coloring. I realize mine is missing a button up there. The coloring is definitely very faded, and of course he's missing a hat, and the mustache is kind of all over. I mean, this side actually isn't that bad, but this side it's fallen apart a bit. This is a very old plushie, but let's see what it says. Super Mario, and I think that says 2012. It isn't going to focus. Yeah, 2012. Interesting. And my brother's is, I think, the same. Oh, his is missing the tag. Okay, never mind. It's probably the same, though, but the coloring is a little bit better. It's not as dull as mine is. Obviously, these plushies have been used to death, especially Wario and Waluigi, because my brother used to love, and I mean love Wario and Waluigi. So the mustache has ripped off. There's a little bit of a chlorinated spot from guess where. His hat has fallen off as well, so it's been sewn on. These plushies have been loved to death. That's all I gotta say. So, Wario out of the way, and of course we have Waluigi. My Waluigi and my brother's Waluigi, with both actually looking fairly similar. As you all know, my brother just recently got this brand new Waluigi, probably about 3 years ago now, I want to guess, and it does look way better than his old one that he used to have. But like I said, we've played with these plushies so many times, especially Wario and Waluigi, so, I mean, the new Waluigi looks really nice in comparison. It's Super Mario 2017 Little Buddy. Mine is definitely an older one. Super Mario 2012, okay. But both look pretty similar. I mean, Waluigi is one of those characters that doesn't change his designs much, which actually makes me kind of curious because there's Donkey Kong, who now has the new redesign on Switch 2. I wonder if they've changed his plushies yet or not. Very interesting. Mine's a little more faded, obviously, color-wise. The hat has been falling off like this for a while now. It doesn't look too bad, but you can definitely tell it's a little bit more faded than my brother's. The back ain't bad. Not bad, just, you know, his is brand new compared to mine, so. Well, alright, let's get the biggest one done with. I think you know who I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Yoshis. And we have 2 big giant ones, too, that I didn't end up bringing because I already knew Yoshis were the biggest amount because of all the different colors. And, I mean, who doesn't love Yoshi? So he's one of those characters that I don't mind collecting a whole bunch of the different colors for, and I know my brother is the same way. I mean, some of these plushies are definitely older than others, but I believe for the most part these are the same, probably the same plushies that we've had since the last time I did this video. Obviously, our main one, Green Yoshi, which this one's mine. I don't remember where I got it online probably, I just don't remember where. Obviously, you can't find all these characters just at stores and stuff, but sometimes, like, when we go down to Disney, they have a store in Epcot where it's like a Nintendo store, and they have different, like, Mario plushies and stuff. So, I mean, this Yoshi's nice. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's another Wii. So it is a 2010. It's like the Mario and Luigi I have. I actually never knew that. That's very interesting. I'm going to put you back there because I don't have enough room to put you guys. This one's my brother's. He got this one at a yard sale. I think that also says New Super Mario Bros. Wii on it. Interesting. I mean, they are very similar. Mine's a little bit newer, like probably like a few years newer than his. Both of our red Yoshis are basically the same. We've had these red Yoshis for a long time now. They've never gotten replaced. Super Mario 2015 plush, and obviously his is the same. As you all know, it has this little spot on it, which I still have no idea what this is. I want to believe it's a shoe mark, but I don't remember. It's been so long now that this thing has been on. Poor red Yoshi. I got a new white or yellow Yoshi probably about 3 or 4 years ago now. And it's another new Super Mario Bros. Wii, so it's like the green one I had. As you can see, I put all the very similar ones up here, and then all the different sitting ones. Whoops, let's move these guys out of the way. Down over here. My brother's yellow Yoshi is Super Mario 2018. Okay, so it's a much newer design plushie. I mean, it definitely does look a lot newer. This white Yoshi I've had for a long time. It didn't look too faded, or, I mean, it's white, so how can white really get faded? You can tell on the shell, though, that this is an older plushie that I've had. 15, so technically it's newer than these two. But I've had it a lot longer, so it's in worse shape. Then, of course, me and my brother both got orange Yoshi, like, around the same time. 2018, yep. The orange Yoshis are nice. He used to have an older orange Yoshi, but the color was fading and stuff, because once again, you know, we play with the Yoshis a lot. So we got brand new ones online, I think for Christmas one year. So that's nice. There's a blue Yoshi I have. I got him at when we went to Epcot. It's 2018, if I can read that upside down. It's a very nice Yoshi, and of course black Yoshi I got, I think, online as well. It's the same thing. So that's basically mine. And, you know, besides Gabriel's green and red Yoshi, the rest of his are like this. His yellow Yoshi we already saw. He also has a light blue Yoshi. Mine is dark blue. His is light blue, which I think is very interesting. It's obviously all the same. He has a pink Yoshi. He also has a purple Yoshi. I currently do not have a purple Yoshi. And, of course, his black Yoshi in the back as well. I did have a pink Yoshi at one time, but the color faded. I got rid of it, and I was planning to get another one. Never did. So I have to finish my Yoshi collection with purple and pink Yoshi. But after that, I have all the colors. Now, I know, you know, my brother's going to watch this later, and he is going to correct me on this. But I always remember he got 2 plushies when we were down at Epcot. And then I think he got the other 2 for Christmas. And it ended up being black Yoshi, yellow Yoshi, white Yoshi, and purple Yoshi. I don't remember. Wait a sec. I just realized something. I'm missing my brother's pink Yoshi. And you want to know why? Because he's over here in the pile. I forgot to add him. Hey. I just looked to the left and he was sitting right there on top of a whole bunch of other plushies. Because, you know, I spread it out. It's easier for me. But anyway, it's okay. It's 16 Yoshi plushies, not 15. But anyway, black, pink, white, and yellow. He got around the same time. Because we went to Florida in November. And then we went Christmas in December. I never forget which ones it was. So my guess is that it was white and yellow that he got when we were down in Florida. And then I believe it was black and purple he got. No, wait. Purple, was it purple and yellow? Okay, I'm going to change it. It's going to be purple and yellow. That's my guess. Purple and yellow for Christmas, white and black for Christmas, purple, yellow, Florida. That's my guess. I'll see if I'm right later. Anyway, with all these Yoshis out of the way, let's get to the Toads. Alrighty, here's all of our Toad characters. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have 11 Toad characters total, including Toadette and the skins. So, first things first, let's check out our normal Toad plushies. So this one here is my brother's, and this one here is mine. But hold up, we actually have another Toad now. We have this one, which is very interesting. So these two we have had for over 10 years now. They're old plushies. I mean, they're not in the worst shape, I guess, minus a few things like Toad's hand opening up instead of being in the fist. Lost his jacket because of my brother, I think. Probably. Tag is worn. You can't read it. My brother's the same way, although his has the jacket because it was found, but it's it's looking rather rough. So yeah, these toads definitely aren't in the greatest shape. These are some of the first plushies though that, we have ever gotten are the toads. However, this past year in 2025, we went down to Florida, and no, this actually isn't from Epcot. We went to Universal Studios for the day, and they have a little Nintendo place, and I already knew I was going to get some sort of plushie. I just wasn't sure which one, and I settled on two of them, one of them being Toad, which, I mean, this plushie looks really nice. Super Nintendo World from Universal Studios. It is a really nice plush. It's way better than this one, I'd say. It's just a more modern, design and stuff, and it's a lot cleaner, a lot more new, of course. So, yeah, the toads, I mean, it looks a lot nicer than these old toads that we had. Now, Toadette, on the other hand, this is my brother's, and then this one is mine. They look kind of similar, but they're also fairly different as well. My brother's is made by a different material, and I think it's nicer than this material that mine is made of. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not as soft as my brother's. Now, the tag is, once again, the one side is unreadable, and that's the important side. Super Mario. Can't read the rest. My brother's doesn't even have a tag. Huh. Yeah, nope, I don't see any tag or feel any. Okay, so the creator of this plushie is unknown. But it's still a nice plushie. It is about, probably about 8 or 9 years old now at this point. Mine's probably about, exactly 10 years old. But they're still in pretty good shape. Speaking of in pretty good shape, the blue toad and yellow toad, they both look exactly the same. It was to the point where we had to write our initials, I think, on the tag. Or we did at one point. They're all gone now at this point. So now it's just like, oh shit, we gotta... I think this one is my brother's, though. Because I remember... See that little spot right there? We had some sort of, stickers or something. It was like a sticker that was in the shape of a mustache. And I remember my brother stuck it to his blue toad. So that means this is his, not mine. I don't know why it was in my pile, but... Yeah, that's the colored toads that we have. And, of course, we have Cat Toad and Captain Toad. Cat Toad is mine. I've had this Cat Toad for, as long as the other cat characters. Like Mario, I think his head has been falling off a little bit. It looks like either got sewn on or I don't know. I'm just delusional, maybe. But, yeah, it looks pretty good. Once again, the tag's going to say Super Mario 3D World, but you can't see it because it's going to be... Oh, no, wait, you can see it. You just got to open it up. Super Mario 3D World. Looks great. This tag is better than all the others, minus Peach's. And then, of course, Captain Toad is my brother's plush that he got a long time ago. Probably about over 10 years ago. There used to be a little spotlight on top that has since fallen off. Otherwise, I think it's basically remained the same. Is this where the tag is? Is that on the backpack? It's fixed somewhere. Let me see if I can read that from here. It'll probably say Captain Toad or Super Mario 3D World is my guess. Or maybe Galaxy. You can't read that. I can't read that. Super Mario, I think is what it says. But like I said, this is an older plushie, so it did end up falling off. But otherwise, it's still in pretty good condition. But yeah, what's next? The baby characters. Let's get to them. Oh boy, so here's all the baby characters. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We have 15 babies, which is one less than the Yoshis. If I would get baby Rosalina, then it'd be the same. So, first things first, which is funny, is that my brother does have indeed 2 baby Marios and 2 baby Luigis. I've told the story before, but I'll say it again. My brother, another set of his favorite plushies was Baby Mario and Baby Luigi when he was younger. He hid the one Baby Mario and one Baby Luigi. I believe it was that Baby Mario and that Baby Luigi inside of this giant Mario plushie we had. But he had no idea, and so he ended up ordering brand new ones, which were these two, I believe. And then, a little bit later, as soon as we ordered them, all of a sudden we found the old ones. So that's why my brother has 2 sets of Baby Mario and Baby Luigi plushies. Me, on the other hand, I only have 1 Baby Luigi, which looks similar to my brother's. He did, I think I said this story before too, but he did put gum on his hat one time, I remember. Yeah, my Baby Luigi's hat. Not the 4 that he has, no, the 1 that I had. But that's okay. Whoops, that's not the side I want. His tag is little, so it probably comes from some sort of, or just plain old Super Mario like the others. Super Mario, but what's our year? It's not given. But, I mean, it's still pretty nice plush. Excuse me. It's been used a lot, and same with, my brother's. Here's what his look like, by the way. This is, I believe, his old... I mean, he would know. He knows which ones... Oh, and what's strange is that these ones have bigger tags. My Baby Luigi has a small tag. What does this say? Not focus. Alright. Baby Mario is obviously the same. This one, I believe, is his newer one. You'd probably be able to tell by how well the tag is. And then my brother's Baby Mario, same thing. I mean, they're all in pretty good condition. I mean, this hat is falling off, but it's been falling off for a few years now. I have to keep separating these plushies because these are all newer plushies. I don't remember which one's mine and which one's my brother's. If I could look back on the one I did 2 years ago, I could have sworn that I said my brother's is the one with the crown that's falling off. I'll have to look back at that video when I'm done making this video, so then I know, where to put the plushies afterwards, because I have this giant bin that I do bring the plushies in. It's easier, or that's just where my brother's are, so I have to figure out before cleaning this all up. But yeah, that's our Baby Peaches. They're very similar, and same with Baby Daisy, because I got my Baby Daisy probably about 3 years ago now, and my brother's Baby Daisy a little older, probably about maybe 4 years older, 4 or 5 years. I think it's more like 4. I mean, we did get them pretty much around the same time. And then my brother has Baby War and Baby Luigi, and so do I. I remember ordering these things in the mail. I mean, I remember ordering original ones that kind of looked like these two, but it just didn't work, I think it was, so I ended up ordering these two. I'm not a big fan of how these two look. This one has the hat that's fallen off. It has a tag that's completely ripped off. And then the Baby Waluigi has the strap that's ripped off. And another tag that's hard to see. I don't think these are artificial plushies, though. Or they're like, not the real ones. These ones are more, Nintendo made, I think. Super Mario. Just another one of those Super Mario tags. Nintendo. And same with Baby Waluigi. Obviously, these two look much nicer because they are, actual... They look much better and they're more newer than these two. I'm very curious to see... I know we do have the Mario Tennis Fever game coming out here in a few weeks, actually. In about a month. And Baby Waluigi is now officially a character. He was not a character before. The only problem is I feel like Baby Waluigi is going to be the cow of Mario Kart World. He's going to be very overrated just because he's, Baby Waluigi. But I've talked to death about how overrated Waluigi is, so... And this isn't supposed to be about how overrated Waluigi is, it's just on a plush collection. But I figured I'd throw it out there because I haven't talked about it yet. My brother has Baby Rosalina as well. I mean, it's a nice plush. It's made by Super Mario. It's 2020, okay. 2020 is the newest plushie I've seen now at this point. And it is a really nice looking plush, even if Baby Rosalina isn't one of my absolute favorite characters. But it is a nicely made plush. That's for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much all the baby characters. So let's get to the monkeys. So here's all the monkeys that we have. So we have 5 total, just like the Mario plushies. So starting off with the DKs. Here's my DK, and here's my brother's. I replaced my DK probably about 3 years ago now. There was a time back in, I think, 2023 or 2022. maybe it was like 2022 actually, so maybe it was closer to almost 4 years ago, about 3.5 years basically. I remember going through and replacing a lot of my old plushies, like Baby Mario. That was a newer plushie I had. DK was another one of those characters because my DK was very old, and this one, I mean, it just looks much nicer. And what do we have on it? 2017. Okay, that's a pretty new plush, and it looks pretty nice. My brother's is an older plush. The arm has ripped. We have a little stain right there, probably chlorine, if it's my guess. I know how many times these guys have been in the pool. What is this? 2011. Okay, I haven't seen a 2011 yet. Very interesting. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not bad. It's just not as nice as these ones. I'm curious to see what the new DK plushies are like. Are they like how the Mario Kart World DK is? I don't know. Well, here's Diddy Kong. Yeah, this we have the complete opposite case. For my Diddy Kong is a lot more of an older plush. It has a rip. I mean, it's not in horror. It's not in bad condition. It's just a plushie that I could potentially, probably replace in the future. I mean, the tail is just, the tail is no longer, wanting to act like a tail. This plush, on the other hand, is much better. The tail alone. But what do we have here? Japanese letters? Well, what's on the other side? Made in China. Interesting. And this one doesn't even have a tag. This one is obviously in way better condition. Now, Diddy Kong has a slightly newer design as well. So, I might potentially get a new Diddy Kong plush. But we'll see. That's just a big maybe. Like, mine's not in bad condition, but it might be some I might want to replace in the future. And then this weird Funky Kong I have, who has a metallic head for some reason. I don't remember why I got him. He's made by Toy Sight. Not a Nintendo made plush, but it does at least look like Funky Kong. It's not. He has the sandals and stuff, so that's neat. I might get a new Funky Kong in the future. Who knows? Or my brother might get one. But yeah, let's get to the Bowser characters next. So just like the monkeys, we have a total of 6 characters. Let's start with Bowser. So these Bowser plushies are very old. We have never replaced either one of them, and I mean they're definitely very worn. Bowser lost. He originally had this one plus another one of his little wristband thingies. This arm is losing his stuffing, and I mean he does have at least that side of the neck thing. That side fell off. Both of his eyebrows have fallen off. So altogether, this is just a very worn plushie. But it's been, like I said, it's Bowser. Like, I've used this plush so many times, and it isn't a much older plushie. Tag is basically gone, so that's fun. My brother, like a month or two later, got his Bowser plush. His has all the wristbands broken off. No eyebrows, just like mine. His hair almost even looks like it's fallen off, which it is kind of standing up a little bit here in the back. His arm is losing stuffing on the other arm this time. He does at least still have, I guess mine still does too, but this one you can at least see a little bit. You can tell it says Super Mario. I said this about, once again, I've said this story before, but when my brother was young, he would always push the spikes in. So that's why these spikes have no longer have any plushness to them. Mine, at least, even though this is an old plushie, it still has, look at his horns. You can tell, like, my brother pushed these in, where mine, they don't have that problem. So, yeah, the Bowsers are probably in dire need of probably getting replaced in the future. Now, Bowser Jr., this is where it gets interesting. So here's my brother's, which he did get pretty recently, and here's mine. Mine I've had for a long, long time. And once again, like Bowser plush, like he lost his eyebrows, his horns aren't looking the nicest anymore, his color is fading, he lost his mask. I don't really like the way that the shell looks on this plush. I like how the shell looks much better on, my brother's plush. And it was made by another, probably made in China. Mine is so old and worn you can't even see how it was made anymore. And I remember saying last time when I made this video, Well, I guess my brother's lost his mask already too, but his at least still has his eyebrows even, just because it's even newer than mine. I mean, he's used this. He had this plush for probably about 4 years now, maybe 3. I don't know. Or mine, I've had it for more like 10 years. So it's a lot older. But I remember saying last time that I wanted to get a new Bowser Jr. plush. I wasn't sure when that was going to happen, but I wanted to get a new one. Well, in comes 2025, and we go to Florida. And we go to Universal Studios, and oh wait, I already talked about this story. Well, they have a Nintendo store down there, in between the parks, and I got Toad, as I said, and the other one I got was Bowser Jr. I picked up Bowser Jr. actually before I got Toad, and I mean the only thing I would say is I kind of like his more rounder face in this plush opposed to the more squished face, and it is a little smaller. But it is a really nice looking plush. So this is only a few months old. And another thing I forgot to mention is my old Bowser Jr. plush doesn't even have his wristbands and whatever those things are called. He doesn't have them anymore. But mine, like, it even still has the mask. It has the eyebrows. It's just a really well, looking plush and whatnot. And obviously the tag says the same thing as the Toad did. The Universal World, I think, Studios. So it is a nice, looking plush. So I can finally say that I finally replaced my Bowser Jr. plush, and it does look, really nice. My brother still looks pretty nice too, I will say, but I don't know. I think the winner is going to have to be mine now if this was a competition. Well, anyway, that's Bowser and Bowser Jr. So let's do the Koopalings next. So here is all the Koopaling plushies that we have. 7 plus 7 is 14, so nope, we're still not beating the Yoshis that are at 16. Well, me and my brother both have the full Koopaling plushies. Let's start with Lemmy, who's always been my favorite, and always will be. We both got brand new Lemmy plushies, I want to say probably about 3 years ago now. My brother's got ruined because the dog chewed it up, so we had to get my brother a new one, and I decided to get a new one myself because mine was looking worn, but both plushies do look really nice. I gotta put these off into separate piles because some of these plushies look pretty similar, although we do have a D and a G written on some of the plushies. Morton next. Here's my Morton. My Morton had a hammer, which I think is interesting, and my brother's has a wand. Very interesting. His is newer than mine, although both plushies do look really nice. Mine is probably getting up there to the 10 years. Because it's been probably, 2016, 2017, I'd say, is when I got my Morton plush. And it's 2026 now, so, it's getting up there. I mean, it is a nice plush, but, newer is pretty much usually better. Here's my Larry. And here's my brother's Larry. Now, I will say, I think his Larry does look nicer, but I never understood why these little circles are so big on that plush. Mine are more normal sized, but I do like his hair better, where mine has, it's more floppy just because it is an older plush. His has lost the little wand thing already, but mine has 2 wands because Iggy's wand accidentally got sewn onto Larry, so, it's okay though. Both are still in pretty good condition. I'd say my brother's is a little nicer just because, it's a little bit newer made. Let's do Ludwig next. So here's my brother's Ludwig, and then here's my Ludwig. Both are very similar, but his still has the little, it's hard to see, but it does still have the little blue wand thing. Mine has since fallen off, and mine is a much older plush. His looks pretty nice, though. I think this is one of the last Koopaling plushies he ended up getting. I mean, it looks pretty nice. It looks a bit better than mine, just because, mine is almost 10 years old now. So I think all the Koopalings I have, except for Lemmy, is probably up about 10 years old now. Roy, my brother's, and my Roy. So my brother's doesn't even have the wand anymore. And what is going on with his arm? It almost looked like it just popped out of socket, and it's just straight out now. And it lost, this band has fallen off now, which is funny, and the arm is completely out. It's not even... Oh, and he has a hole in him, too. I didn't even realize that. Okay, he has no wand. my Roy, he even still has the little thing, and my Roy is, like I said, like 16 years old. But, it still has the glasses on, albeit that they're kind of fallen off, where my brothers have completely fallen off, and all that's left is this little brown spot where the glasses once were. So very interesting the way that this. I mean, if you look at it like this, I guess it isn't too bad. But once you look at the no glasses and whatever's going on with his hand, why is the arm like that? Like mine. Okay, I guess mine's sort of like that too. It just looks like it's out really far, like he's trying to do a half T pose. I don't know. It looks very funny. Iggy next. Here's my brother's Iggy and my Iggy. Yeah, definitely a very funny difference. Where his still has the wand, mine is now in Larry. These don't really look like glasses at all. My brothers at least look like glasses, and I apologize. I haven't even been looking at the tags for these, but looks like Iggy's tag has already been taken off of my brothers and mine, unless the Koopalings just don't have tags, which is untrue because I see Wendy over there. She does have a tag, so that's just untrue. Speaking of which, here's my Wendy. Whoops, and here's my brother's Wendy. His Wendy is newer, but it's already missing a bow. The bow. I can't read that. Super Mario. What does that say? U. Okay. So about 2013 like the other one. And this one is probably the same. Super Mario U. No, just Super Mario. So it's probably a newer design plush, but they both look the same, honestly. Mine has been, Oh, that's another thing. His doesn't even have the little necklace anymore. But, I don't know. They're both about a tie based off of which looks better. So, let's get to the turtles. So here's all the turtle characters. Plus Dry Bowser, because I forgot to add him in the Bowser area. So in total we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 exactly. Okay. So let's start with Koopa Troopa. So here's mine, and here's my brother's. His is a newer made plush. Mine is a lot older. I've had this one for a while now. It's a tag that you can't even see anymore because it's so old. Then my brother's, on the other hand, is a more newer one. I think he got this one like 4 years ago, maybe? 2017. Yeah, about 4 years ago. I mean, mine's not in bad condition, but you can tell it's definitely a lot older than my brother's. For Hammer Bro, let me actually get rid of Koopa Troopa. There's so many plushies. Hammer Bro, me and my brother have like a very similar Hammer Bro, but I guess if I can tell which one is his and which one's mine, is that his looks like his hand got twisted in a way. Oh, I see why. Because it's not in a fist anymore. It just kind of got like, so it just kind of fell off. Okay, now I can tell which Hammer Bro is which. This one is still in the, mine is still in the fist. But otherwise, both of our Hammer Bros look basically the same. What do we have here? Super Mario, another one that doesn't really show, when it was made, just Super Mario. So both are obviously really nice plushies. I can put them both together actually because I can tell who's now. Here's my brother's Dry Bones, and here's my Dry Bones. Both once again are pretty similar. Mine is a little older though. There was something though that I thought was different about my brother's. Maybe not, but these are old plushies that we've had for, well, at least that I've had for a while. I've had this Dry Bones plushie for a while. His one arm's looking pretty limp. My brother's, I guess his is not quite as limp as mine. I see oh, there it is. It's stuck. Very interesting. It is stuck in his shell. So we cannot. Nope, that's the back side. Yeah, it's faded basically too. Mine We're not even going to talk about mine. Can't even see that it's there. Anyway, his looks better. It just, mine's more faded. His just looks, more better. But, yeah, good old Dry Bones. Maybe I might have to replace mine in the future because mine is over 10 years old now at this point. And, of course, Kamek. Is he a Koopa? Or is he a turtle? Probably not. But he's more of a wizard man. So here's my plushie that I've had for probably a good almost 10 years now. I got tons of plushies in 2016. So even if it isn't 10 years yet, it will be by this year. A tag that's basically faded. But it does look pretty nice overall. The wand is kind of falling off a little bit. And the glass is, at least he has eyes, unlike Roy. But if you put them in the hat, then he looks sad. Then my brother has a tiny little Kamek. You see, that's the problem. If it's in the hat, he looks sad, and Kamek's not sad. Not much information. Made in China. That's probably why I can't read it, because it's not in English. The Kamek, they both look nice. I mean, my brother's is small, but, they still look nice, regardless. And then, of course, all the other miscellaneous. Let's get Dry Bowser out of the way. I completely forgot all about him. He has no hair. He lost that. But other than that, honestly, this plushie is still in pretty good condition. I almost forget half the time that I have, Dry Bowser. He has that same marking on his foot that Yoshi had. So he must have gotten stepped on by a shoe, maybe by accident? I really don't remember how he got that. New Super Mario Bros. U. Okay, very interesting. But, yeah, Dry Bowser, he's still in really good condition, honestly, besides, that he lost his hair. We'll keep Dry Bowser there. My brother has Koopa Paratroopa, who is returning in Mario Golf Fever, by the way. 2017 Little Buddy plush. It does look really nice, and it is a really soft plushie. I have Boomerang Bro. It's basically just like Hammer Bro, but instead of the hammer, it's the boomerang. He does still have a fist, it looks like, so this is still in pretty good condition. What's the tag say? Is that New Super Mario Bros. U? That was different than the Hammer Bro plush. Interesting. But, still a fun character and great. And another thing, I don't think I've shown this one before, is a Koopa shell. I do have a Koopa shell. I just don't think I've ever shown it before. What do we have here? If I can see. Super Mario Club Mochi Mochi game style. Interesting. I don't ever read the tags, so. Yep. Fun little Koopa shell. Nothing else I really got to say, so let's move on to our last category, that being the miscellaneous characters. So here's all the miscellaneous plushies that we have. Let's start with these two pillows, Mario and Yoshi. These two are both my brothers. I mean, they are neat little, plushies. There's nothing much on the back, but, they are neat, like, little pillows. Here's all the funny items that I was talking about. So, yeah, some of those items that you saw were missing. We still have, a lot of them. Like Wario's hat, like my Wario's hat. We just haven't gotten around to sewing it. Both of the Bowser Jr. masks are still in here. Somebody's wand that looks like Roy's wand. Birdo's bow, which, as you will see, it has fallen off. My Morton, like I said, had a hammer. This is the hammer that I was talking about. Flying Squirrel Luigi's hat. This thing has been falling off for a long time now, so DK's little necktie and Dry Bowser's hair, I believe. It's Dry Bowser's hair, at least. It almost looks like it could be from another character, but I believe it's Dry Bowser. Well, let's get to all of these miscellaneous plushies. Obviously, my brother has a lot more, so let's start with the characters that we have clones of, like Boo, for example. Here's my brother's Boo, which actually looks pretty nice. Then here's my Boo, which I have had a lot longer than his. So, of course, the color is a little more faded. There's no tag, so you can't really tell what it is. My brother's, same situation, unless the tag, it's hiding under the tongue. Very interesting. But it's, once again, made in China. So is mine like that too? No, it probably was at one point, but yeah, definitely very interesting. Shy Guy. Here's my Shy Guy. And my brother's Shy Guy. Like Boo, my Shy Guy is much older than, my brother's. his is one of these, the suction cup plushies. That's how my Toadette was, I remember. But unlike Toadette, this is a really, I like the material of this plush. My plush has basically the same material as the Toadette. It might be the same material, it just might be just because mine's older. But what does this say? Whoops. It's kind of hard to, I think it's another one of those made in China type of ones. Where mine, it still actually has his. It's Super Mario. The two plushies that doesn't have, an exact year when it was made. Of course, another plushie we both have is the one, the only, the adorable Polter Puppy. Mine is a little bit older. I can remember when we both got our Polter Puppies. I got mine back in November of 2019, I think it was. So it's actually, getting up there. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 2014 plush, though. Interesting. I mean, it is a really nicely made plush. It is very cute. My brother's, probably the same, if I want to guess. Probably another Luigi's Mansion 2014. Yeah, 2014. I saw the camera get in focus there for a sec. They're both basically the same. I think my brother's is a tad bit newer, though. Because I got mine in November of 2019. He got his for Christmas of 2019. I just remember that we got ours like both back to back, but mine is a little newer. Or my brother's a little newer, sorry. But they're both, really nice plushies. I better move them off to different sides though because of how similar they both look. Well, now let's get to the plushies that, we don't have doubles up. I guess we'll start with Bob-omb. I completely forgot that my brother has Bob-omb. It is a really nice looking plushie. What do we have here? Super Mario 2017? 2017, little buddy. Yeah, it is a really nice plushie. It still has all of its little, but this is once again a newer plushie, so it's gonna, of course, be nicer. Bullet Bill, of course, is another nice plushie. Super Mario 2017, another little buddy plush. Man, they just came out with a lot of plushies in 2017. Was it because the Switch came out that year? It has a little red point, so, when it goes. It is a nice, nice looking plushie. It is a newer one. This one is a bit of an older plushie, though. Spike Cheap, I think it is, or something like that. My brother had this plushie for a long, long time, which it seems very weird for him to have just a random Mario enemy so early in the Mario collection. He didn't even have like half the main Mario characters yet, and he got this plushie. But you can tell it's an older one. It's definitely more faded and stuff. But yep, Spike is a character I still don't have currently, but we'll see if I get one in the future or not. His mouth opens up, which I think that's kind of funny. The coloring, it's really nice. It's still there. Super Mario 2014. Trying to think of games Spike was in 2014. Super Mario 3D World, but he wasn't, a playable character. He was just an enemy. And of course, Goomba, my brother has. The only thing with Goomba is that his eyebrows got ripped off. But it's another Super Mario 2011. Okay, so it's even older. So this might be a plushie that I might want to get in the future because, it is a Goomba. It's like a rule. If you're a Mario fan, you gotta have a Goomba plushie because he is like the main Mario enemy. But yes, very, very interesting. Now this is a plushie I haven't shown on the channel. A block. I believe it makes noise, or it used to if you like punch it like an actual block, but it feels like it's just plush, so okay, I don't think it has any sound anymore. Nintendo, Super Mario, oh, it's the same as the one plushie that I showed earlier. Very interesting. Now this one's a very recent one. The Talking Flower. So I got my brother this plushie just this Christmas, actually, in 2025 here. So obviously it's a very new plushie, but I figured, the Talking Flower is a hilarious, one of the best modern characters that Nintendo has made, so why not get him the Talking Flower plush? It does look really nice. Obviously it's like brand new. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, of course. Made by Little Buddy. Does it say a year? It does not. Nope, it doesn't say a year, which is very interesting. But it does actually talk. But the thing is, it talks in Japanese. So let's see if we can get him to say something. If I can just kind of... Yeah, so I can't speak Japanese. I don't know quite what he's saying. The only thing I noticed here just by looking at him is the mouth looks a little funny. Like, this looks like how it's supposed to look, but then it almost looks like he lost his... we've hardly used this plush. He's just been sitting up in our gaming room, but he does look really nice. It is a really nice, and of course, a brand new plushie. So I got my brother this for Christmas in 2025. It looks really nice. I might have to get another one for myself, but you know, it is a really nice looking plushie. I think it was kind of just like a goofy gift. Why not have the talking flower plushie? Because, you know, why the heck not? It is funny. This ain't going to be our last Mario Wonder plushie, as you can see. Let's start in the back here, though, with Blooper that I've had for a long, long time. Yeah, he's, you know, another Mario plushie that I've had for a long time. And why the heck not? It's Blooper. Kind of a cool little plushie. I mean, he's small, nothing too crazy. It does have a little thing that you can just kind of hold on to, but yeah, Blooper. Birdo, as you know, doesn't have her bow. She lost it a while ago now. But, yeah, my brother doesn't have Birdo. He's not a big fan of Birdo. 2013 plush. This is more of a worn plush as well, just because it is, once again, an older plush. I mean, it's not bad enough that I want to replace her, and she isn't, you know, one of my absolute favorite characters of all time, so it's not like I have the instant urge to replace her, but, you know, I still have her bow. But I just need to, you know, get it sewn back on. Now let's do Poochie in the back. I've had this plush for, I don't know how long now. 2 years maybe? 2 or 3 years? But, you know, it is a really nice looking plushie. I think it was probably around the time when the when they made that Yoshi Island track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I believe that was probably around the time that I got the Poochie plush. He has a little tongue sticking out. I like Poochie. I like Polter Puppy better, but, you know, who doesn't love doggies? What do we have here? Super Mario 2020. Okay. It is a really nice looking plushie. He's cute. You know, it's Poochie. And, of course, the last plushie, Prince Florian. Because, honestly, who doesn't love the little guy? He's kind of like Wiggler in a way, but, you know... He's not, obviously. But all the attention to detail on this plushie, I think, is just great. What do we have here? Oh, it doesn't even say. It's another one of these made in China type of plushies. So, honestly, I think that the Wonder Flower is currently the newest, well, besides Prince Florian, are the two newest plushies, like, made by Nintendo. I don't have Wiggler yet, actually, which is kind of funny. But I do have Prince Florian, and he does look really nice. And he even has the cap power-up on his hat. So it is a really nice plushie. And I mean, Prince Florian is really cute, honestly. He's like a baby Wiggler almost. And he even has like a little tail. He's just such an adorable plushie. He's just a happy-go-lucky character. Wanting to go on an adventure with Mario. He has his little, you know, whatever you want to call this. His little gown. Did this get stuck up in there? I think it did. But yeah, definitely one of the newer plushies. I haven't been collecting as many Mario plushies as I once did. Obviously, you know, you collect so many, then it's like, well, what else is there to collect? There's a few here and there that maybe can get replaced, and obviously there's new Mario games coming out, but we need new Mario characters too, like Prince Florian and the Talking Flower. There we go. He has his little cape on and stuff, and it is a really, really nice looking plushie. One of my favorite, you know, plushies, and one of my favorite new modern Mario characters. I was thinking of getting Cappy for Christmas, but then I decided not to. The little flower on his head, you know, it is a really nice looking plushie, and it is one of the newer plushies I have. He has actually appeared in the video that I did last year. I forget what it was. It was like a day in a life with Mario. Nah, it was the Mario game. I forget what it was called, but I made it on Mario Day. So, yeah, it's a really nice looking plushie. And, yeah, with that basically wraps up the plushie collection, the 2026 edition. So, I'll see you in 2 years in 2028 when I do an updated plushie collection of, you know, this. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.